Welcome back to Inside Michigan Football. Now joined by sophomore safety Rod Moore. And Rod, I know that you've come up from the state of Ohio. What's it like playing for Michigan, coming up from that southern state?
It's great, especially with the rivalry. A lot of people I know from home are fans of Ohio State. And before I came here, I told them we're going to beat Ohio State. If I'm playing that game, we're going to beat Ohio State. And we beat them last year, and we're going to beat them again this year. But it's great, especially up here. It's a great culture, great atmosphere in the stadium, the biggest stadium in college football. So, yeah.
What was it like last year after that November 26th game, going home? And then obviously a little bit later in the year, earlier this year, you got a chance to take that Big Ten championship ring home.
Yeah. It was crazy. It was a feeling I can't explain, especially in the locker room when we were just all happy and turned. Going home, everybody at home texting me, you said you were going to beat us. And I was like, no, I did. But just seeing the joy on my parents' face and all my family that support me, it was just great seeing that and being able to win that game.
You ready for the change in atmosphere, having to go down to Columbus this year?
Yeah, I'm ready for it. They keep talking about it, but I'm not really worried about it. But I hope it's going to be a great atmosphere. That's how I like playing the games.
I'm sure it will be. Now, let's go back to last year again, because you gained more time throughout the course of the season. You earned the opportunity to get out there, and then the Penn State game, you had a few big moments last year. Your mindset going into that game, and how similar is it this year? Different cast of characters, but it's still going to be a huge matchup.
I'm going to that game last year. It was I didn't even know I was starting till right before the game. But my mindset going into that game was I just know I have to execute what the game plan is, especially being back there at safety and the way they play their offense. Like, I was a big part of the defense. So it's the same thing this year. Starting this year with Makari or RJ, I don't know who's going to be back there with me, but it's the same mindset, especially this year. We're both undefeated, and this could be the championship at stake. So it's obviously a big game, and we have to take care of business.
How much do you guys talk about that, the fact that, you guys are undefeated right now, so are they? Big Ten East championship, a chance to go to Indianapolis again is on the line.
Myself, I didn't know they were undefeated till last night, but we don't talk about it much because we know who the big opponents are each year, and we know once those games come, it's that type of week that we have to lock in and take care of business.
Now, one of the things that I've heard about you is you're a dog on the field, you're a dog in the meeting room, in the weight room. What is it that drives you to be the player you are?
A lot of things. For one, starting off is my family, especially just being the only child and working for my mom and dad and making them happy. And then my grandma, who passed earlier this year, and my friend who passed 2 years ago, them two just give me the motivation to keep going because I told them what I was going to do before they left this world, and I have to do it for them.
It sounds like obviously family is huge for you. What does this Michigan family mean to you?
Everything. It's the same as family at home. We're all a family, and we all have each other's back, and I have the guy next to me's back, especially on the field and off the field. But it means a lot to me. It changed a lot for me, especially in my life.
Challenges so far this year. You guys played Maryland. They've got a couple of guys, 4 of them, that at some point will be playing on Sundays. How do you look at the tape and break down an opponent's passing game?
We start off just by probably just the early down passing and see how they function and what they do. And me, myself, probably other DBs as well, we study like the receivers' releases and how they run routes and the splits and certain things like that. So we just do that and try to apply it to the game and the game plan and try to execute from there.
Growing up, you mentioned you're an only child. What were some of the hobbies that you had growing up?
I was always outside. Never was in the house playing football, playing video games all the time. And
that's not outside.
Well,
you said you're outside all the time.
Weekends, I was playing the video games. Moms wouldn't let me in the house during the weekdays. Yeah. But yeah, just going outside and playing with my neighborhood friends, and I think that's about it.
When you look at this schedule, obviously you've got Penn State coming up. There's a bye week. Michigan State follows. I mean, the games just continue to get bigger. How do you handle the highs and lows. When I say lows, just the time in between some of those big moments.
I'm just coming out with the same intensity that we have when we play those big games. Just like this past week, we had a good game, and then it was Indiana. Even though Indiana gave us a test, like we know people call it air quotes trap game, but we just have to be able to do what we do against Penn State the same we do against the slower teams like maybe Rutgers or something like that.
Mm-hmm. When you look at when you look up in the crowd this week, it's going to be a maze out. Mm-hmm. Do you guys on the field notice that, and how much do you draw from the energy that's created in games like this?
We most definitely notice it. Like you go to regular games at 12 o'clock, you see just different blues, colors, and everywhere. But like last year, the night game of the maze out, I run out and the whole stadium's just yellow, and I'm like, you can't even see like who's in the stands, just straight yellow. And the atmosphere of when it's like that, everybody's loud. And I remember at one point in that game, I couldn't hear I was calling Dax's name, and I couldn't even hear myself. But it ups the defense a lot, especially when it's third down and the offense is having trouble hearing themselves. It gives us a boost, and it takes away from the defense.
Well, Rod, I appreciate your time, and enjoy the moments on Saturday.
Appreciate you.